Okay, guys. Alright, welcome back to another review. Yeah, I'm back to do another review for you guys. It's really nice, Nice night outside. It's actually pretty nice out here. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do sit out here to make some videos for you guys, and I, thought, not only I can do, enjoy the breeze, but like I said, make some videos. And I actually want to do a review because I have not done that in a long time because I was trying to get some things straightened out. And I did not find my 2DS, but I did find something that can work. I'm gonna use my 3DS for the Nintendo or the Nintendo camera because I do have an older video that I have, I have a Nintendo sound. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's at the beginning of the sound effects are recorded at the beginning of 2023. I wanted to say that so that way I kind of remember what SD card to put them on. But yeah, I do want to get them on the Nintendo sounds, but I'll have to do that tomorrow. And again, if I lose my systems, I kind of want to have it in the video as a backup, just in case. But, yeah, we're going to be doing another review here. And like I said, this is a cartoon. This may look like, as you guys see, Super Mario World. You may be thinking, well, this looks like the game Super Mario World. Maybe it's just a fan made art style, for the cover. And, that's what people would think. But no, this is actually a cartoon. I don't know why they couldn't just call it, like, the Super Mario World show, or a cartoon, or something like that. Like, kind of like they did with, the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 and the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. I don't know why they couldn't just give it, like, a fancier name. Like, I don't understand that. Like, now, I will not be reviewing the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, because down the road I will review the seasons, or the season, because that show has a lot of episodes I liked, and a lot I don't like, and a lot of them I've not seen in a long time, so I figured I'll save that for the future, and just, score it that way. Normally, when I make these videos, I'm trying to review the seasons, when the show is longer, and then just review the show, when it's a shorter series. But because there's, like, so many episodes that are off and on, I think it's only fair that I do that one, differently. But I will be reviewing this show, because this show only had 13, episodes, so. But before I get any further, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I am trying to get to 1K subs. If you guys can't subscribe to my channel, I'll make sure Bowser will blow some fire on you. Or I guess, throw some fireballs, because, he can't, for some reason, breathe fire in the cartoons. I don't know. But yes. But yeah, I guess that might have sounded like a weird joke, but, yeah, I don't know. But you guys can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all that, and you guys have to have threads, I believe, for Instagram, because or at least, like I said, I have had to, because I wasn't seeing people's replies to the post I was making, which is stupid, but that's social media for ya, But I am trying to get to 1K subs, so yeah, I would like for you guys to subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate people that are, and all that, and I don't think there's much else to say, So let's go ahead and actually get into this. So, Super Mario World. As you guys know, like I said, it's a cartoon. I mean, we have Ooptar, we have dinosaurs and Yoshi, because Yoshi's a dinosaur. We got Ooptar. We got cave people and Ooptar. Yeah, I got quite an interesting selection of characters in this show. Um, I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of not the biggest fan of the background characters. Don't get me wrong. Like they're not like super annoying, but like I don't feel like there's a whole lot to the characters, except for Ubtar, because Ubtar's got some screen time. But a lot of like the background characters in this show are just cave people. And the biggest joke with the cave people is that they're stupid. That seems to be the biggest joke. So there's like lots of plots where like they'll either have Mario will try to invent the vehicles, or he'll try to invent the phone, or pretend it's Christmas even though it is it Christmas, like I don't know, I feel like again, like I feel like it kind of I don't know, they're kind of just stupid. Like I get they can probably throw in some jokes around there, but I don't know. I just don't see the point of them making them this stupid. Like, I think they just don't seem that interesting, Where, like, Adventures of Super Mario Brothers, 3, we had all the Mushroom Kingdom, and then we had, Bowser's minions, which, by the way, in this show, not all of them, but a lot of, Bowser's minions don't actually even speak in this, show. So it's basically they don't really speak in this show. So it just kind of feels again, like, I don't know, it just feels kind of empty, the background characters feel empty. Like, I feel like they give the main characters more screen time, which, I mean, isn't a bad thing, but I do feel like it can make it kind of redundant after a while, and I mean, that's the thing, dude. They gave like the characters like their own lines in the other shows, and yeah, I will say there are moments where I will say in the original show too, I had some problems with the characters too, but at least they were more interesting than the ones in this show, But that was the biggest thing in that show too. Is I remember that Bowser's minions were just idiots. They were just stupid and all that. But they did have the Mario characters teaming up with like random characters, and all that, in the show to make it more, interesting, And they were also working with what they had at the time, which is very limited. But now that they are on like the 4th game in the series, I feel like there should be more, to it, Like there needs to be more to it. Like I said, they need to have more in the game, And that's the problem. I mean, they don't really have a lot. I mean, they don't really do a lot with it. I mean, that's the thing, too. With the game, where there's not really much story, it can be a little hard to tell stuff sometimes. But that's the thing, though. I feel like in this show, I will say this, I do think they do have some interesting episodes. They do have one where, like King Koopa is running a fast food joint, or one where it takes place in a spooky forest and all that, Or, or we have one where they have a circus. So there are some interesting episodes. I just don't think they're as interesting as the others. And for the most part, I will say this show, for the most part, I think the episodes, I don't think there's really that many bad episodes I can think of. I mean, there might be one bad episode, but there really isn't like a ton. I don't know, I had to rethink about this episode, but it's about Yoshi joining a biker gang and all that, and getting tricked into doing bad stuff. But I don't know, I have to rewatch that episode. I mean, I don't know, I just watched these episodes not that long ago, but that's the thing, though. Like I said, the characters, the side characters just don't play a big part of, the show, and that's the thing, too. And again, that's the problem, That's the thing, though. I just think, again, I feel that it'd be more interesting if they made the side characters more interesting too. But like I said too, this show only got 13 episodes. They canceled this show. And what I could hear though is people did say there was a 14th episode that was unaired. And I'm not talking about a creepy poster because there are those too, but I'm talking about there was literally a they actually, I think, found a script for an unaired episode, so there was going to be 14 of it. Because I don't know if back in the day if there was A and B episodes, because they kind of went back and forth with that. Like, even Cartoon Network, like, sometimes, like, if you, like, watch Cartoon Network, you notice, like, the older series, you notice, like, there's, like, A and B episodes, and then later on, like, Adventure Time and then Teen Titans Go and all that, like, they would, like, make the episodes 11-minute episodes. They make 11 minutes out of them, and then they would just, like, they wouldn't be an A or B. I don't know if that's how it is with this show or not. I do know on Paramount Plus, it's it's partnered up with another show for the B episode, which doesn't make any sense at all. I figured it'd be its own thing, but it's only like half the episodes. But I'm not kidding. Like, I think it's Captain D or something like that. Or I don't remember. Like, it's about a kid who goes inside a video game world. I haven't seen the show. I hear it's kind of not the greatest, but it actually was teamed up with that. So maybe it got canceled before this one did. I don't know. But that's the thing too. I don't know. I just don't. Again, I don't think. Again, this show is, like I said, this show should have been teamed up with that. But I do wonder, like, if it was, teamed up with the other ones or not. I don't know. Something that's weird, too, I want to point out, watching the show compared to Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, those episodes are actually 11 minutes long, because I thought they were 22 minutes long. And this one was 11 minutes, because it feels like they're a lot shorter. Plus, they cut the episode, like, to go to commercial break. But no, they're actually 11 minutes long too. For some reason, these episodes just feel a lot more fast-paced than the other ones. I don't know why. It seems very, very weird. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a whole bunch to say about this show. I guess I'll say the animation itself. Honestly, not the biggest fan of the animation. Like, it looks very like I think Super Mario Bros. 3, out of all the cartoons, I think it had the best animation. Like, I think it did. It looked the cleanest. And I mean, again, it's in the 90s, but this show came out later, and somehow its animation is the worst of all three. Like, it looks so, the animation looks so dirty, and, it doesn't look clean at all. Like, it looks very dirty. I don't know why. I don't know why they designed it like this. But they did. They designed the animation to look like that, and maybe they were on a cheaper budget. I don't know. It just looks a lot not as clean looking. It looks more dirty. Even the songs, they sing the songs in this show too. The songs in this show are not the greatest either. Because in Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, like we see that there are actually songs. We can hear songs throughout the show, and they're just not as catchy here. I don't know why. I think it's just, I don't know. I think they're too fast paced, and I don't know. It's just, they just don't sound as good. I mean, like honestly, one of them sounds good. Like one of the songs does sound good. It's the episode where where the cave people make crops and all that. With Luigi and all that. That one does sound pretty good. But for the most part, it doesn't sound as, like, it doesn't sound like songs don't sound as catchy as the other show, And the original show didn't have any songs at all, so it's pretty interesting, but I think that is kind of a 90s thing they did. They did this a lot with Scooby-Doo as well. They would I mean, Scooby-Doo before that, like, they had, like, in the second season of Scooby-Doo Where Are You, they started throwing songs in the middle of the show. But, but for a while there, I think they kind of disappeared with that again, and then they brought it back, like, and that's kind of what they did with this with this show too. They kind of put some songs in there and all throughout the episodes, which I don't know why they do that. I guess the same thing with laugh track, why they put laugh tracks in there. Honestly, laugh tracks, though, I don't know, they don't really take away from me too much, but I don't really care for the laugh tracks as much either, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I guess they do add some charm to the show, but sometimes they can get a little overdone with the laugh tracks if they don't sound as good, with them in there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other stuff I can talk about. I mean, apparently there is some stuff I can talk about with the show. I guess I will say this too. This is something that kind of bothers me about this show. Another thing is, though, now there was only 13 episodes. Well, there was a 14th one too, but it never aired. Is that we see Mario and Luigi use power-ups, but we don't see Princess Toadstool using any power-ups. We don't see her use any power-ups. Like, it would have been cool to see her use, like, the star power-up, or the feather, or the fire flower, or even the, what was it called? The pea balloon power-up. But we don't see her use any of these. And I'm sure there's probably some way people can make some art like it now, but I don't know, it's very hard to kind of capture it, from the cartoon and stuff, Plus, on the cartoons, honestly, some of the cartoons, like for example, Mario using a fire flower. Like, if you guys watch the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, his fire flower power-up actually looks different than it does in the later games. And I mean, we do see Princess Peach use power-ups later too, but again, her dress kind of looks a little bit different too. I guess we do see her use a fire flower in the we do get to see her use it in the original show. But we don't really see her spit out any fire flowers. But she does use like the frog suit and then the pea wings and all that in the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, So there is that. But like I said, I kind of wish we would have seen her use more power-ups. She's kind of just there, like, she doesn't really do a whole lot, and it's just kind of stings. She does hang around a lot with Yoshi. But she's kind of not very interesting. And Yoshi himself, I'm gonna tell you guys, Yoshi's kind of annoying in this show. Like, I love Yoshi. Like, I love using Yoshi, like, in the games and all that, but Yoshi's kind of annoying in this show. Like, the biggest joke in this show is he likes to eat everything. Now, this is kind of a very common trope and cartoons. I mean, Scooby-Doo always likes to eat, like, Shaggy's food or other characters' food. And then we got we got them doing this with Patrick and SpongeBob and all that. But usually they make it kind of entertaining and all that. And I mean, I don't know, like I guess with Scooby-Doo, I guess it can be kind of a little bit of annoying with Scooby stealing Shaggy's treats and all that. Like, it's like, his food and all that. I don't know why I said treats, his food. But Shaggy kind of does it too and all. But like Yoshi's just kind of annoying. Like, I feel like the way he talks and then the way he just eats everything, it kind of is a little bit annoying. But I mean, he's not like super annoying, and I will say he can be useful at times. He can be useful. But like I said too, like I will say again, like I said, Princess Toadstool, like I said, she's probably, I would say either Yoshi or her is probably my least favorite of the main characters. Because Princess Toadstool really doesn't do a lot in the show either. She's kind of just, I mean, we'll see her do some stuff, like she's playing, like, tennis with Mario with fireballs and all that. And then we see her get kidnapped and all that, like, time after time. But for the most part, she's kind of just there. Like, she really doesn't do anything in the show, and it really does suck. That's why I kind of think her having power-ups would have been kind of nice, too, like, it would have been kind of nice to see all that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, I'm gonna say this, I do think this show did kind of end on it did end very early on. I think I kind of would have liked to see some more episodes of this show, maybe. But, I don't know, I don't know, I don't think it would come back, though, because I think everybody's focusing on CGI now, and if they brought this show back, they would totally make it CGI. I think they should just make it, like, 2D, I don't know. I kind of would like to see that, but due to these shows not doing very good, Nintendo kind of stopped, after this show. I think they did do a little bit more, I believe, maybe with Mario and all that outside of that, but pretty much in the US, this was like the last major show. It was the last major show, but I mean, it would be interesting to see maybe it come back. Unfortunately, a good chunk of the voice actors are dead now. They passed on. The voice actor of King Koopa, who reprised his role the third time. It's interesting to have him reprise his role, 3 times. Like he sadly passed away. The voice actor of Mario passed away. We also recently lost the voice actor of Bully Koopa, who was also the voice actor of Little Bear's dad, which I didn't even know they were the same person. And that's a shame, because I kind of liked his voice. He kind of had a nice voice. That's what I've heard, at least, which is kind of crazy, I didn't think he was voiced by them, but that is kind of crazy that happened. I think I heard there was some issues with his voice actor, though, but there was honestly a lot of, like, even Charlie Brown, the original voice actor for Charlie Brown, he had some issues. It turned out he had bipolar, but he got put in jail and all that, and was suffering from mental problems. I think he ended up committing suicide, because of his mental stuff. That's very sad, but I don't know if that's what happened with this person, too, or not, but, I don't know, but he did pass away, too, so I don't know. But yeah, it is crazy that, again, a lot of the voice actors have passed away. I don't know if the voice actor of Luigi is still alive. I know the original show, the voice actors for Mario and Luigi are dead, and again, King Koopa, because he voiced this actor who played him in here, voiced him in the other 2 shows, too, would be passed away, too. But yeah, there's like so many of them, so if they were to reprise the show, unfortunately, a lot of the voice actors have passed, but yeah, like I said too, this show, like I said, it, because it failed and they quit making stuff afterwards, it would have been nice to see like a new Super Mario Brothers series. They could have rebooted the series with that. I'm surprised they never did that, or a Paper Mario show. Like, I would love to see that. Like maybe have the voice actors from the games, and then, like, I would say the show, but again, most of them have passed away. I mean, you could get, like, sound-alikes, but I don't know, I probably would go the route with the games, because, and all that, I go the route with the games just because of that, but I don't know, but yeah, that would have been nice to see that, but surprisingly, no new shows, but again, that's probably because of how bad this show did, It is ironic, too, that the original show, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, had 52 episodes. The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 had 26. This show has 13. So it's literally like, as each show went on, it's like they got split in half more and more. Now, there's nothing that can split in half from 13. But that is very crazy that actually happened, though. Like, that is very crazy that's how that happened, though. Like, they literally, like, split, like, half and half and half. But, But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like I said. It's just like I said. It's like I said. Like now that we got the Mario movie that came out, maybe they might bring the stuff back. You know. I just don't know. I just don't know how well it's gonna do anymore because they keep changing history and all that. And I mean, I'm not saying I agree with everything they did with some of these shows, but some of these shows did have their charm, and I don't think they'll hold up as well in today's world. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the reviews now, or I'll get the score out of the way because this video is kind of long. But I had a lot. I actually had a lot. It turned out I had a lot to say. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and give it a score. This is definitely going to get a good. I think it deserves a good, in my opinion. Definitely a good. I'm going to give it 86 points. I just gave it the wrong sound effect. Whoops. I bet to keep it the other one. Not the cheering one, the other one. There was like another one too. Must have did it twice by accident. I don't know. But yeah, it's getting 86 points. I'm sorry about that error. But yeah, this show has some good episodes with good plots. But like I said, I think the background characters can be a little bit annoying at times, and I do think they're kind of boring. And the animation's not the greatest, and neither are the songs. Like, I don't think they're the greatest either, but I don't know. I think this one definitely, it's not bad. It's definitely a lot more enjoyable than the Legend of Zelda show. That one was painful to sit through. That was just annoying to sit through. But I do want to do some more reviews for some video game cartoons in the future. I wanted to get this one out of the way because I do have a couple reviews I have planned for this show coming up, but I wanted to get the review out of the way first. I mean, I could just, you may be wondering, like, why even review the show at all if I'm going to review the episodes? But that's because I want to review the episodes in the show because, well, you know, like, because I feel like, you know, it makes more sense to kind of make a separate video talking about the episodes I'm reviewing than talk about the entire show, you know, because I'm talking about the entire show, and I feel like, you know, it can get kind of competitive, so I kind of want to just leave the episodes, you know, by themselves. But I mean, it's kind of like a top 10 or something, and people make top 10s on their favorite shows or this or that, or at least favorite, but they'll still talk about episodes in that show, you know. It's kind of like that, only I'm reviewing the show. But yeah, not a bad show, not a great one either. I think it's definitely good. Like, I don't think it's great, but it could have been a whole lot worse, in my opinion. It could have been a whole lot worse. Also, I want to point this out. I find it ironic, too, how a lot of shows have cave people in, like, dinosaur worlds, which I find really interesting because so far we've only found, you know, ancient humans in, like, Ice Age worlds. Not to say that they weren't maybe humans in the dinosaur worlds, because people are still finding fossils to this day. I think they just found one recently of a sea dinosaur, like a Nessus or whatever the heck, or like a different species of Nessus, and then same with a regular dinosaur, you know. But the thing is, though, is so far we have not found it, and yet there's like so many cartoons. You know, even SpongeBob did this, and so has you know, the Flintstones. The Flintstones did this stuff too, where they have like the cave people being in an episode of, you know, like, or the world takes place in, you know, a dinosaur world. So it's very weird. But yeah, not the worst episode, but definitely not the worst show, but definitely not one of my favorites. But I don't mind coming back to this every so often. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys later. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna be getting ready for bed here soon. Anywho, bye bye.